Wagwan FPL, yes right there now. It's the wrap up. You don't know. Week 19. Yes right there. My prediction for this game right here, Newcastle versus Burnley, was a 3-0. Let's look at the actual result. The actual result for this game was 3-1. So you could see that I predict this game right here. But I thought it was going to be 3-0 and it was a 3-1 win for Newcastle. Let's look at the actual players that performed. So the players that performed for Newcastle is Joe Linton. Joe Linton is not in form, but he was able to get a goal in that game right there. His price is 5.9. He was able to pick up an 8-pointer. If you're looking for a midfielder, maybe Bruno's the one that we need to look to. Because Bruno's performing for Newcastle. You could look at that. You could see all the stars that he got right there. He's in form. His form right there is in the 5. His price is 7.0. He was able to get a 10-pointer in that game right there. And you also got a forward on the list, Whistler. Whistler's coming off of a big injury right there. So it's good to see right there he's performing for his team, Newcastle. And you also got Gordon. Gordon is a 4-star general. He's in form right there. His form is priced 5.6. His price is 7.4. He was able to get a 5-pointer in that game. And those are the players right there that perform for Newcastle. You got a lot of midfielder right there for Newcastle. And you also got a forward on the list. Let's look at the players for Burnley. For Burnley, you got a midfielder on the list right there. Not in form, but his price is 4.8. He was able to get a goal in that game, get a 10-pointer. And you also got Borgia right there. Not in form. He's a 2-star general, but his price is 5.2. So you could see that Burnley got a forward and a midfielder on the list right there. So if we look at Newcastle, you could see that Newcastle got a forward, 3 midfielder on the list. And for Burnley, they got a forward and a midfielder on the list right there. And that was the wrap-up for that game right there. Let's get into the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up, Chelsea versus Bournemouth. My prediction was the 2-1 for this game. Let's see the actual result. The result for this game for Chelsea versus Burnley was 2-2. I got this game wrong right here. I really thought Chelsea was going to do something. Chelsea was going to come out and perform because Bournemouth lost 4-1 in their last game. So I really thought it was Chelsea time to prove why they should be in the top 5. And you could see the actual result for this game right here got the coach fired. They was able to stop the coach for this game right here. So you could see that Chelsea's not really performed very well. So it's a 2-2 draw for this game right here. Let's see the actual players that perform in this game. So the players for Bournemouth, now you could see that we got Simeon right there. Simeon is a baller, man. Right there, man. You could see all of that stars that he's been performing for Bournemouth right there. But it looked like he's about to go to Manchester City. And we need to start thinking about a new strategy because we got a new transfer. It's a new game again. It's a new FPL game right there. So we know we got Simeon right there. He's in form. His form is in the 6. His price right there is 7.7. The boy's performing, man. A midfielder right there is a 5-pointer. We also got another midfielder right there. His form, he's not in form, but his price is 7.0. He's a 2-star general. And we got another midfielder right there, Brooks, not in form. His price right there is 5.0. And those are the players right there for Bournemouth that's performing. Let's look at the players for Chelsea that's performing right now. We got Enzo, who's a midfielder right there, a 5-star general. Not in form, his price is 6.4. He was able to pick up a 9-pointer right there. You also got Palmer right there, 10 right there. His price is 10.4. He's a 4-star general. You got Estavo right there. Not in form, but his price right there is 6.4. He's also a 5-star general. And you got Garnacho right there, a 3-star general. Not in form, but his price is 6.4. So you could see that Chelsea got a lot of midfielder on the list right there that's performing, that's doing a stink for them. So if we're looking for a midfielder, maybe Chelsea's the way to go. Their next game is against Manchester City. Not sure it's the right time to get in the Chelsea player card. Chelsea right now, they don't got a manager. So I'm not sure if the right time is to get to the Chelsea player. But let's go back and look at the players from Bournemouth. For Bournemouth right there, their next game is against Arsenal. You know Arsenal on my side that they coming off of a very big win, a 4-1 win. So I'm not sure if it's the right time to get in the Bournemouth players. But same thing right there. It's not in the right time to get in the Chelsea players. But those are the players that we could look for if we need some players to put in our team. We're going to get into the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up, Forest versus Everton. My prediction, I thought this game right here was going to be a 2-1. But let's get into the actual result. Actual result for this game was Everton take this game right here 2-0. I really thought Forest was going to take this game. I thought this game was going to be a hard game to predict, but I thought Forest was able going to pull it off. But let's talk about the players for Everton that perform in this game right here. For Everton, though, we got McNeil right there, midfielder. Not in form, but his price is 5.5. He was able to pick up a 6-pointer in that game right there. We also got a forward right there, Barry. Yeah, him right there, not in form, his price is 5.7. And we also got Gray right there, who's a 4-star general. He's in form, his price is 5.0. He was able to pick up a whopping 16-pointer in that game right there. The next game is against Brentford and Wolves. So maybe it's time we need to start putting some Everton players in our list. We also see that we got Gray right there who's performing. He's in form right there. So maybe Gray is the midfielder. You know we got that transfer list. Maybe Gray is the one that we should put in our squad. We're going to get into the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up. West Ham versus Brighton. My prediction, West Ham was going to lose this game right into Brighton 1-0. Let's look at the actual result. The actual result was a draw game, 2-2. West Ham was able to pull out a point in this game right here. So let's go over the players that performed for each squad. For Brighton, here are the players that performed for Brighton. For Brighton, you got a defender right there, Veltman. Veltman, yeah, is a defender. His price is 4.3. You also got Westbeck on the list right there, a forward. He's a 6-star general. He should have get more points in that game if he would have scored a penalty. But his price right there is 6.3. You also got Ferdy right there, a new defender on the list. His price is 4.4. Not in form. But you got Mente right there. Mente is performing for his squad Brighton right there, man. He's a 7-star general. His price right there is 6.0. He was able to pick up a 4-pointer in that game right there. Let's look at the players for West Ham that performed. For West Ham now, we got Lucas Paquetá, man. Like, Lucas Paquetá, like, you want to put him in your squad, but the boy always getting suspended, man. He's a 5-star general, though. Look at that. He was able to get a 13-pointer in that game right there. He's a midfielder. Next game is against Wolves. And the next game is against Nottingham Forest. So maybe it's the time to put some West Ham players in your list. Maybe it's a good time to get Lucas in your squad. Let's look at Bowen right there. Bowen right there is a forward. A 6-star general right there. Was able to pick up a 7-pointer in that game right there. And you also got Wilson right there as a 5-star general. His price is 5.8. So like I said, man, West Ham next game is against Wolves from Nottingham Forest. And you know those two teams right there are struggling. It's the bottom of the league, bottom of the table team right there. So maybe it's the best time right now to get some West Ham players in your team. But let's look at the players against from Brighton. For Brighton, like I said, you got a defender right there, Veltman. You got Welbeck, who's a 6-star general right there, a forward. You got Mente right there, who's a 7-star general. And you got Ferdy. But like I said right there, you know what I mean? Bournemouth, they're going against Burnley. Make sure it's the right time. You see they got Manchester City right there. Right there, they could pick up their players for Burnley, but I'm not sure if you want to pick them up against Manchester City. But let's look at West Ham again right there. You could see that's the best time to get some West Ham players because they're going against Wolves and Nottingham Forest. So it might be the best time to get some West Ham players in your team. Let's look at the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up. My side, they don't know Arsenal. That's why I predict this game was going to be a 2-1 to Arsenal. Let's look at the actual result. The actual result for this game right there was a big win. Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 1. I'm very proud of my squad, man. Very proud right there. Look at that right there. And the reason I'm proud because City lost. You're going to see City didn't lose, but it was a loss to me. It's a big win for Arsenal right there. That 4-1 win right there feel like an 8-1 win. Feel like we won like 3 games in a row because City lost. But let's look at the Arsenal players. For Arsenal, we got a lot of players on the list, man. We got players like Zubamendi right there, a midfielder. His price is 5.2, not in form, but he was able to get an 8-pointer in that game right there. We also got Gabriel. Gabriel is the 4-star general, the defender right there. Not in form, his price is 6.4. He was able to pick up a whopping 15-pointer in that game right there. We also got Timber. Timber is also a 4-star general, a big defender right there. Not in form, but his price is 6.4. Look at that. He was able to get a 9-pointer right in that game right there. We also got Odegaard. Odegaard is coming up in form right there. He's a 3-star general. His price is 7.8. We got Saka right there. Saka is a general, man. Look at all those stars that he got. Our boy right there is performing for Arsenal right there. He's in form. His form is 6.2. His price is 10.3. He's very high, but he's right there. He's a top midfielder right there. You also got Trossard. Trossard right there is performing for Arsenal right there. The picture that I'm cutting off right there is for Jesus. Jesus the general, man. So if you're looking for a forward, maybe Jesus is the one that you need to put in your squad. But like I said right there, Arsenal got some top players if you want to look. We got Zubimendi, we got Gabriel, we got Timber, we got Odegaard, we got Saka, we got Trossard, we got Jesus right there. So you could see that Arsenal got some top players. Their next game is against Bournemouth and Liverpool. So maybe it's the best time to put some Arsenal players in your team. Let's look at the players for Aston Villa. For Aston Villa, you got Malin right there. Malin is a 5-star general, not in form, but his price is 5.1. He was able to pick up a 5-pointer in that game right there. You also got Watkins. Watkins been performing, man. Watkins in 4. He's a forward right there. His price is 8.0. Is what? He got a 5-pointer in that game. Maybe it's the best time to put Watkins in your team because they're going against Nottingham Forest next and they're going against Crystal Palace. So maybe it's the best time to put some Aston Villa players in your team. But let's look at those Arsenal players again. For Arsenal, we got Zubimendi right there. That's performing as a midfielder. We got Gabriel, a defender. We also got another defender on the list, Timber. And we got a lot of midfielder on the list. Odegaard, Saka, Trossard. And we got the striker right there, Jesus right there. Let's look at the players for Aston Villa again. We got Malin and we got Watkins. So let's get into the next wrap. Next wrap up. Manchester United versus Wolves. My prediction, this game was going to be a 3-0 win for Manchester United. Let's get into the actual result. Actual result for this game right here, Manchester United versus Wolves, was 1-1. I was very disappointed in Manchester United. Very disappointed. I thought Manchester United was going to come off getting some good, but nah, it's a disappointed game right here. It's a loss for them. A very big loss for them, man. But here are the players for Manchester United that perform right here. You got Zerkey right there, a forward right there, 2-star general. His price right there is 5.8 if you're looking for a forward. So if you're looking for some players from Wolves now, you got Bruno right there. He's a defender. And you got another defender on the list right there who's a 3-star general. Was able to pick up an 8-pointer in that game right there. So those are the players for Manchester United. Like I say, they got Zerkey. And for Wolves, you got Bruno. The next game for Manchester United, they got Leeds and Burnley. I'm not sure if you want to get some Manchester United players in your team because this was a big loss right here. Very big disappointment. But for Wolves, they're going against they're going against West Ham and Everton. It's up to you if you want to put some Wolves players in your team. But let's get into the next wrap up. Next wrap up. Fulham versus Crystal Palace. I thought Fulham was going to take this game right here 2-0. That was my prediction. But let's get into the actual result. The actual result for this game right here, Crystal Palace versus Fulham, was a 1-1. Let's go over the players for each team. For Fulham right there, you got Kearney right there, who's a midfielder right there. Not in form, his price is 4.8. And you also got Lukey right there. He's a 4-star general, not in form, but his price right there is 4.9. For Crystal Palace now, we got Mateta right there, a forward right there. He's a 6-star general right there. And we also got Klein right there. He's a defender. But for Crystal Palace, you could see that Mateta, man, every time he get a chance, he performed for them right there. His price is 7.6. He was able to get a 9-pointer in that game right there. The next game for Crystal Palace is against Newcastle and Aston Villa. Those are two tough teams right there. So I'm not sure if you want to get some Crystal Palace players in your team. But let's look at Fulham next game. Fulham next game is against Liverpool right there, who's struggling, who came off of a draw against a side like Leeds, who I thought Liverpool was going to beat, but we're going to talk about that game when we get to it. And look at that. Chelsea right there who just fired their manager. So you know Fulham could go there and get some win right there. So maybe it's the best time to put some Fulham players in your team. Let's get into the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up, as I was saying right there, look at that. Liverpool versus Leeds. My prediction, I thought Liverpool was going to take this game right here, 4-2. Let's get into the actual result. The actual result for this game right here was a draw game. I thought Liverpool was going to take this game, but it was a draw game. Not too much to talk about. So let's get into the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up. My prediction for Brentford versus Spurs, I thought it was going to be a 2-1 game. I thought Brentford was going to take this game right here. Let's get into the actual result. Actual result for this game right here was a draw game, 0-0. Very big disappointment for me. I thought Brentford was going to take it. But let's get into the next match. Not too much to talk about, so let's get into the next wrap-up. Next wrap-up. Manchester City right here versus Sunderland. I thought Manchester City was going to win this game right here, 3-0. So let's look at the actual result. The actual result for this game right here was a draw game, 0-0. I'm smiling because This right here was a big win for Arsenal, so I'm very happy about this result right here. And like I said, that was the last game of the last result right there of the week for week 19. Yeah, and I want to let y'all know, man. Thank y'all for watching Wagwan FPL. That right there was the wrap up for week 19. Go back, look through that. Y'all could see all the players. Y'all could see the players that y'all could buy. We got wild card to use. So let's watch these videos and use this wild card. You done know. I said that. Let's look out for the matchup for week 20. Because you done know. I said that. Yeah, man. Big up on yourself.